This is blood spatter part 3. Sorry, the whole video ended up being 15 minutes, so I broke it down into 2 separate videos. So how do we determine where the blood came from? We need to figure out the angles at which it impacted the surface that we find it on. We will be doing a lab with this in class, but you will basically be measuring the width and the length of the blood drop, and then we can calculate the angle from that. Again, it's just a problem of solving triangles. Another thing we can do then after we figure out those angles is we can do something called stringing. And you probably have seen this on TV shows before, where they take strings and they line them up from each of the blood drops, and it all converges on one spot, and that's called the point of origin. Sometimes you can do it in a two-dimensional way. So here's figuring out point of origin by drawing lines straight through the drop and seeing where it all converges on one another. A three-dimensional version would be using string or using a computer program to draw it all out. There's the area of convergence. Here's showing you using trig to figure out the point of origin. Another stringing method. Here's a computer program showing it. Alright, so here's a bunch of different examples of drops. Some of them we've talked about. So we've got our passive drops and our arterial gushes, sprays, spurts. You have splashes. Sometimes people will refer to as it like being splashed on the wall. And we also have smears. If you have blood on you and you smear things, there's bloody trails. So somebody's bleeding and they're walking away, you'll find bloody trails. You also may find pools of blood. There's a difference between a swipe and a wipe. A swipe is when something is covered with blood and it swipes a surface, leaving blood behind. A wipe is when blood is already on the surface and somebody wipes it. If you look at the picture on the right of the wipe, you'll see a bunch of skeletonization going on. You can also tell whether somebody's been walking forward or backwards from the amount of blood on their feet. The heel first one is really obvious on this one. How do we test if something really is blood? There are a bunch of different tests out there. The main one you see on TV is called the Kastle-Meyer color test. You should know that. Kastle-Meyer color test. That is the one that they get the blood on there and they squirt something on it and the Q-tip turns pink. That's the Kastle-Meyer test. There are also various hemotests that they can do. Some of them are strips, some of them are tablets that they will put into little test tubes. And there's also luminol. We will be doing luminol testing possibly on Thursday. If not Thursday, we'll do it on next Tuesday. Here's a picture of luminol. Luminol is really neat. It reacts with the iron in blood and it will glow. It doesn't need any special lights or anything. It glows on its own and it lasts for a minute or so, and so you have to do it in the dark and take pictures very quickly. When you try and clean up a crime scene of all the blood, it still will leave some of it behind. So if you look at this picture, you'll see where the carpet looks clean, but you spray the luminol on it and turn out the lights and you can see blood all over. Here's another picture before the luminol sprayed and then after. It's really nice. Luminol won't mess up DNA, so it can be used all over the place and it won't mess up your evidence. And last thing we're going to look at here is luminol actually has some downsides to it. It can fluoresce in the presence of copper, horseradish. So if you happen to drop a jar of horseradish in your kitchen all over the place and then somebody came in with luminol, it would look like you committed a murder in there. And bleach also will react. The thing is though, if the whole room lights up and looks like a bunch of bleach was used, it will make the forensic scientists actually dig further and even pull up your floorboards, and hopefully they would find the blood that has set. Alright, that's it. We will be doing DNA next week, so DNA's video will go up later this week.